Hello TikTokers, there's going to be quite a lot of disturbance today because I'm in the hospital, so there's going to be voices that you can hear, but hopefully they won't be too distracting. Basically I wanted to talk about selfishness today and how selfish we are, because a lot of us, we have been groomed to have our needs met. From the time we're children we start crying and our mothers are supposed to feed us and give us what we need, and when they don't, we either grow up with adverse childhood experiences, we kind of become sulky, or we can become narcissistic. But in any event, we tend to have a reaction. It's going to affect us when our needs are not met. So even like silly little things like in our relationships as we grow as adults. Have you ever thought about what you feel you deserve when you're in a relationship? My husband should weed the garden, he should fix the garage, he should fix the lights, he should fix the door, he should help me make up the bed, he should put away the clothes. And with men, my wife, she should cook, she should wash, she should clean, she should iron, she should look after the children, or she should help me on occasions do A, B, C, D, and E. She should cook. I think I said that. But anyway, what I'm saying is that we all have certain expectations when we go into a relationship, and we've been groomed to have our needs met, and we have groomed to make a fuss if they're not, and be dissatisfied when we're not. So what does that say about the community and the society we are developing today? If everybody is growing up wanting and demanding their needs to be met. Now, people are quick to point the finger at narcissists, but we all have narcissistic traits, as I often say. It's just the degree and level to which they affect other people. Now, I was thinking about myself. I was thinking, I'm going to the hospital, I'm a bit nervous. My old man didn't even ask me how I'm feeling. I didn't get no words of support. And I was expecting him. And I could have said, aren't you going to wish me well? Or aren't you going to say that, aren't you going to encourage me? Or I don't even know what I was expecting. But the fact that I didn't get it, I went into a mood. And when I go into a mood, I start, talking to myself and creating up all these stories and making things worse than they are. And then I see all the other things that haven't been done and the things I expect to be done. And I think most of us do that. We kind of catastrophize. We catastrophize things that are happening in our lives. Because our needs are not being met, we make our situations worse. Can you imagine how that affects relationships? How that affects the way we interact with each other? And we all do it. The thing is, we just take it for granted. Especially in relationships, we expect our partners to open up the door. We expect our partners to help us in the kitchen, to help us tidy up, to help us put away stuff, to help us with the shopping, to contribute. And when those expectations are not met, what happens to us? How do we feel? How does that impact our mood for that day? We start projecting that mood on other people because we have an expectation. Now, to me, that looks very much like a narcissist, and yet we consider that normal. The difference with narcissists, I think, is that narcissists are more blatant with wanting their needs met. And with regular folk, we kind of hide it. We kind of smooth it over. And we don't say anything. When we want our needs met, if they're not met, we'll just grumble and be resentful about it, and we won't say anything. And the next thing you know, the old man is saying, what's up with you? What's wrong with you? You was all right 5 minutes ago. What's happened? But it's because we are not blatantly saying that I want or I need. Whereas the narcissist, he demands it or she demands it. She demands what they need. So what is the difference? How selfish are we in this society? I think we are all bloody selfish. And I mean, we have a few people who are caring, but even the empaths, even those people who rescue, they rescue because they feel sorry for someone, but then deep down they do want something back. They do expect appreciation, gratitude. It might not be money, but they do expect reciprocation. Now, if they go to help and rescue somebody and that person tells them to F off, or that's, are they going to be as empathetic? No, they're not doing it selflessly. And I was wondering, is being selfless an easy thing to do? I think it's quite stressful because our own needs creep in. You can cook for somebody, clean for somebody, give them their tea, feed them, they can stay at home all day, you don't demand anything from them. But then the human part comes in. Why is he expecting me to do A, B, C, D and E? Now you've set the precedent. But then the human side comes in and it starts getting resentful. When they think about it, they start getting resentful, they start getting upset, they start saying, I'm fed up of doing A, B, C, D and E, I need help, I need support. So all that kindness you've been showing over that period of time, you get fed up of it. It's wearing thin. Anyway, I think I better end this here now because we have company. And I don't really feel comfortable talking in front of company, even though I found a nice little corner. And so this is called How Selfish Are You? And it was based on me recognizing how selfish I am and I can be at times. And I think on reflection, it applies to a lot of us. I think most of us are selfish. But I don't think we like to admit it. I think most of us like to think we're kind-hearted, we're supported, and we're helpful. We're only supportive and helpful and kind when it's convenient and when it suits us. But if outside that parameter, it's like the receptionist. When she's at the desk, she's fine, she's happy, she's accommodating, she's helpful. Take her away from that desk, you ask her a question, she hasn't got time for you, or he hasn't got time for you. So that's similar to us. We're okay and we're good as long as we're doing what we want to do, but let that person ask us to do something that's not within our remit or what we don't feel that we should be doing. And sometimes when somebody asks you to do something when you're already doing a lot, you then start getting resentful. You start thinking, I'm doing A, B, C, D and E, and all of a sudden you start totting up all the things you're doing for that person. Now, if you were doing that selflessly, you wouldn't be totting up all the things you do. And if that person asked you for one more thing, it wouldn't tip you over the edge, but it tends to tip you over the edge. If you notice, when you're helping people, it's okay when you're helping them and you're doing what you want to do for them. But if they ask you to do something on top, you have an attitude. So I just wanted to run this by you. I appreciate your thoughts. Let me know what you think. I'm going to go for my appointment now and wish me luck. And that's all for now. Bye-bye.